Welcome to Know Your Faith series. I am Collins, and today we'll be discussing about the importance of making a spiritual communion. Now, Catholics around the world have had an unexpected, fast from the Holy Eucharist, basically due to the coronavirus outbreak. And we saw bishops, granting dispensations to Catholics all around the world, meaning that we couldn't, for a very long time, receive the Holy Eucharist. Now, although we are dispensed from having the obligation to attend Mass, we must still remember the third commandment, that is to keep the Sabbath holy. So it still remains a day to communicate with God and be in communion with God, even when we are not able to attend Mass. Now, the practice of spiritual communion is actually very, very important, especially in times like this. It is a great way to cultivate our love for Christ in the Eucharist. For times we cannot make it. So this is actually a very important way for you to still feel connected to the Holy Eucharist, irrespective of the fact that you may not be able to attend Mass physically. So it is a traditional practice of expressing to the Lord our longing for Him and our desire for Him to enter into our hearts. And Saint Teresa encourages making an act of spiritual communion at times when you can't attend Mass. Now, there are so many ways about going about making a spiritual communion. Now, the Church did not actually give a general formula per se to say that, or give a general act of spiritual communion, but there are very common ones, and one of which is the ones written by Saint Alphonsus, which says, "My Jesus, I believe that you are present in the most blessed sacrament. I love you above all things and desire to receive you in my soul. Since I cannot now receive you sacramentally, come at least spiritually into my heart. I embrace you as if you were already there and unite myself wholly to you. Never permit me to be separated from you again. Amen." So if we see from this prayer, we can basically just highlight the summaries or the necessary steps for us to take in making an act of spiritual communion. The first is you need to make an act of faith, as we see here where he said, "My Jesus, I believe that you are present in the most blessed sacrament." The second is to make an act of love. Third, you need to express your desire to receive Him. And fourthly, invite Jesus to come into your heart. So what is important is that you try to make this act of spiritual communion as much as you can. So there's no limit really, especially in this time where you cannot actually attend Mass physically. So making an act of spiritual communion keeps you in that constant communication or communion with God. Yeah, so it is important that you continue to grow in faith and remain connected with Christ. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you've been able to see now the importance of making a spiritual communion. Please feel free to like and share and subscribe to our channel. Until I come your way next time, be bold and be Catholic.